Epidemiology. Presentation by Ariane Buenrostro. Epidemiology is the science that studies how diseases are distributed in populations, why they occur, and how we can prevent or control them. It studied frequency of diseases, how many cases there are, distribution, in which places, ages, sexes, or groups they appear, determinants, causes or risk factor, prevention and control, what measure work to avoid or reduce diseases. It is used to detect outbreaks or epidemics, investigate the causes of disease, evaluate vaccines, treatments of health policies, plan public health strategies. Rates. One of the fundamental elements in epidemiology is rates because they allow us to describe and compare the frequency of health events. For example, the birth rate indicates how many births occur. The death rate shows how many people die. The case fatality rate expresses how many people die specifically due to a disease. And the survival rate tells us how many patients are still alive after treatment. These rates are essential because they allow us to compare situations between countries or regions even when their populations are very different. In addition to rates, we also use words like common, uncommon, or rare to describe how often a disease occurs. For example, malaria is common in many developing countries, but rare in developed countries. This helps identify which diseases pose a greater problem in each region. Incidence and prevalence. Another key aspect is distinguishing between incidence and prevalence. Incidence refers to the number of new cases that appear during a period of time. It is useful for assessing whether a disease is increasing or decreasing. Prevalence, on the other hand, shows how many people have the disease at a given time, regardless of whether they are new or old cases. Therefore, a chronic disease like diabetes can have high prevalence but not necessarily high incidence. Association and causality. Epidemiology uses the concept of association and causality to study whether something is related to a disease. Association means that two things appear together, but it doesn't mean that one causes the other. Causality, on the other hand, is when it is demonstrated that a factor actually causes the disease. Today, epidemiology is not only based on traditional data, but also uses modern tools such as real-time surveillance system, large databases, artificial intelligence, and statistical models. In conclusion, epidemiology helps us understand how diseases arise and what factors influence them in order to prevent them and protect the health of the population. Thank you for watching.